Welcome to the Sunday service at CSLN. We are a welcoming and inclusive community of inspired individuals caring for and about each other and the entire planetary family. The Center for Spiritual Living Nashville offers spiritual tools for anyone seeking a more fulfilled and meaningful life through a deeper connection with a higher power or universal truths. Be sure to subscribe below if you enjoy our programs. Now let's join today's service.
Good morning to everyone on this beautiful fourth Sunday of Advent season. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Ursula Roden. I'm the host for you today. And I am very, very happy for everyone that is here and for everyone that is listening to us online. I know you will experience a wonderful service. So, we are excited today because our speaker is Gregory Fisher. Not only our speaker, but also our singer. And that's always something to be looking forward to. So who are we? We are an open and inclusive spiritual community for anyone seeking a deeper connection with God. Our teaching is a combination of ancient wisdom and new thought, bringing religion and science together with spiritual tools to transform lives. Through affirmative prayer, meditation, and an understanding that by changing our thoughts, we can actually change our lives, we are inspired to live our dreams and help make this world a better world for everyone. So, welcome to our center. And now I also need to share, or would like to share, a few announcements. Information regarding who to contact and how to reach anybody for classes, events, or happenings at the center can be found on our website at cslnashville.org and in the weekly newsletter. If you don't get the newsletter, it is also on the website and you can sign up for it too. Mark your calendar for our social Christmas Eve, our special Christmas Eve service with Rosemary Cathcart. It is at 4:30 on Christmas Eve. Larry has a wonderful lineup of music for us with the Stereo Angels, Raven Barrientos, and Joelle Platt. Please note we will not be meeting for Sunday service on Christmas Day, on the 25th. We will, however, be holding a special burning bowl ceremony for service on the New Year's Eve, the following Sunday. That's January 1st, 23. Plan to join us for a ritual of releasing, restoring, and inspiration as we prepare to manifest our best selves for the new year. We are also excited to announce 2 new classes for the new year. In January, Reverend Roby Chivance will be teaching one of her favorite classes, Limitless Living. Using Science of Mind principles, the 6 weeks experiential class will accelerate your abilities to open yourself to living a life you truly love. It will be held by Zoom for 6 weeks starting Wednesday, January 18th. Then in February, Dr. Mitch will be offering a new class called The Hidden Power of the Scriptures. This will be a metaphysical and mystical interpretation of the Bible's greatest gems of wisdom. You can join Dr. Mitch at the center or by Zoom for 6 weeks starting Thursday, February 9th. See our website for more information and to sign up for these classes. Finally, CSLN also has an employment opportunity. We are searching for our new youth director. Please contact us through our website if you or anyone you know would be interested. That much for the announcements. So now let's begin our service. And now, as we close our eyes and take a deep breath, we turn within and know with me that there is a power and a wisdom, a love that surrounds us right now. That same power that hung the stars and the heavens and created all things is alive and is still creating and lives in each of us right now. We feel that inner connection this morning. It is that golden thread of truth that moves through all faiths and all spiritual paths. I'm so grateful this morning, for I know that in this beautiful CSLN community, we see all beacons of light, that we open our hearts and we open our minds to feel how that light moves in, through, and as each of us. I'm so grateful for all the hands that are in service today, for I know their service is an absolute act of love. And I'm so grateful for and bless our speaker and singer, Gregory Fisher. I know that his message opens within us today all those ways that we connect deep within, so we can soar and feel lifted and inspired in spirit. For this I give great thanks, and so it is. And now here is our wonderful Mark Harwitz as our music director in place of Larry Faragalli today.
Good morning, everyone. Got a call this morning that Larry was not feeling well, so I showed up and they said, "Hi, you're the music director." That was a fun surprise. Also, before we introduce our guests today, I want to say Happy Hanukkah for the first day today. So we'll be celebrating. And today's guest, our music guest, is, I'll just say, we have a long history of music, playing together and a love of music together, that we've listened to tunes through years, and we're excited by particular tunes, and we were just so excited. We said, let's play this tune. And so part of both of our repertoires consist of tunes we love and fantastic music that we both appreciate. So please welcome Gregory Fisher.
Thank you. Ready, Mark?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe I must follow this star for a reason, and I know I may never see my home again. My sheep are alone and may not know tomorrow, but still I begin. It shines, it calls, it moves me beyond having no faith at all. I'm lost in my heart, so I hope and I'll pray that I'll find my way by the light of this wandering star. I need to find rest from the chill of the evening. The sound of the darkness beckons me to be still. But the angel reminds me this journey brings new life. I'll follow until it shines, it calls, it moves me beyond having no faith at all. I'm lost in
Thank you so much, Gregory. Yes, are we all wandering stars, wandering on this earth, and ready to believe, as that is the title of Gregory's talk today. So, there are a lot of exciting things that are happening at our church currently, and one of them, of course, is that we are attracting a new minister, a new senior minister. While we have 4 incredible speakers in our ministerial team, which one of those is our Gregory here, we are saying that we are attracting a new senior minister because that is what our teaching is all about. We all know that it is very, very powerful to affirm what we desire. And we know it is even more powerful when we affirm it together as a group. We have created a new minister sacred covenant. And each Sunday we say it aloud so that we are attracting to us what we are really, really want. And also we need to be it ourselves in order to really attract what we want. So we created that covenant and say it together. It is the easy prayer in the I am form. And copies of them are in the lobby, so please take it home and make it a part of your daily practice. So if you would please stand as you are able and say it with me. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as I know the truth about myself. I am guiding and inspiring our community collaboratively with love. I'm an inspiring speaker who is a living example of signs of mind principles in action. I'm open at the top, clearly communicating signs of mind principles and universal truths. I am knowing the divine truth that each person is a beautiful child of God, whole, complete, and perfect. I'm embracing and supporting our culture. I have an abundant financial consciousness for a thriving, vibrant community. And so it is. And now to go deeper into the principles of science of mind, here is our practitioner, Candy Paul, for our reading today.
Hello. I am reading from my book, Christmas Abundance, because I'm in a group where we discuss how much we weigh different traditions within this community, because we have people from all kinds of backgrounds and understandings. And I felt that this, from my book that I wrote 20 years ago, speaks to that from my own point of view. Christmas is like life, too religious for the secularist and too secular for the religious. Christmas, as it has been celebrated through the centuries, has always swung between legalism and license, celebration and contemplation, social acceptance and rejection by church or state. Christmas seems to be too big and too complex for those who like to have their days neatly boxed, labeled, and pigeonholed. This holiday is too wild and untamed, never neatly fitting into anyone's paradigm. Kind of like our center. At the dawn of the 21st century, let us enjoy the paradox of a holiday that is both sacred and secular, Christian and pagan, worshipful and commercial. Let us choose to celebrate with mature faith and childlike hearts. Let us learn to see sanctity in the commonplace, delight in the details, and open our hearts to embrace the contradictions. Let us keep room in our hearts for both God and humanity, heaven and earth. I choose to celebrate the sacred holiday and incorporate the riches of almost 2,000 years of thought, theology, liturgy, and ceremony in my life. I also choose to make Christmas joyous by reveling in ancient traditions, folk customs, carols and songs, and lovely nonsense that may or may not have roots in pagan beliefs. I can sing "O Holy Night" with as much joy as I can dance to the Jingle Bell Rock. I will also take time for quietness to meditate on the meaning of Christmas, to treasure memories of Christmas past, and to pray for future Christmas hopes. Pray with me. I will pray this in the first person. You make it personal to yourself. There is one mind and one heart. That mind and heart is God's, and it is my mind and heart. And I do revel in Christmas, the beauty of this season, this celebration, this time when the darkest, longest night begins to turn at the solstice towards the light, towards the sun, towards eventual spring and summer. I love the mysteries of this season. I am so grateful that there is room in my life for mystery and wonder and childlike openness to see and celebrate and receive all the good that is available to me right here today. And I am also grateful that in this season where there are so many people who are sad, this is a tender season. This is a time that embraces the sorrow as well as the joy. I do not have to perform. I just have to be present. I just have to know the highest truth, that Spirit is with me, that I lie in the lap of an immense intelligence that guides me, whether it is through people I meet, traditions I celebrate, or just the simple beauty of a winter day. And I release this prayer, my word, to the law, knowing that goodness and mercy and love surround, hold, and comfort me. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Candy. Once again, let's welcome Gregory.
So I'm caught by the fact that Almost all of the religious traditions that celebrate this time of the year are celebrating the bringing of light, the lighting of candles, a star in the sky. So just ponder that. What is it? It's been a lot of darkness. It's time for the light to come. Children sleeping, snow is softly falling, dreams are calling like bells in the distance. We were dreamers not so long ago, but one by one we all had to grow up. When it seems the magic slipped away, we find it all again on Christmas Day. Believe in what your heart is saying, hear the melodies playing. There's no time to waste, there's so much to celebrate. Believe in what you feel inside and give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. Trains move quickly to their journey's end. Destinations are where we begin again, and ships go sailing far across the sea, trusting starlight to get where they need to be. When it seems that we have lost our way, we find ourselves again on Christmas Day. Believe in what your heart is saying, hear the melody that's playing. There's no time to waste, there's so much to celebrate. Believe in what you feel inside and give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. If you just believe. If you just Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, there's a whole lot of me today. I'm either sorry about that or, well, okay, good for me. We love it. Thank you. I'm going to need these, I think, now. I knew I was going to sing those two songs, and the first two songs, and they talk a lot about believing. Obviously, the last one's named Believe. The first one, called Wandering Star, was written by a couple of friends of mine, Chris Robertson and Mike Eldred. And I heard Mike sing it recently, and I heard him talk about it and about the writing of it. It's from the perspective of a shepherd who wasn't particularly spiritual, right? Can you imagine in this story, whether it's true or not, Can you imagine being a shepherd standing with your flock and seeing the heavens open and angels all of a sudden singing and announcing this thing, and you're going, what the heck? You know, and they're saying there's this star here, follow that star and you'll find something to believe in. And he's going, I don't know that I want to believe in anything, right? But he says, I believe I must follow. I don't know why. I just believe I need to follow. And so he does. So as I think about all this talk of belief, you know, and you see this word believe. I have Christmas ornaments that say believe. You know, there's a sign out here in the vestibule that says believe. You know, on television they're saying believe. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's magic. It's all, you know. And I'm like, believe in what? See, it's kind of, you know, it's sweet and lovely to say believe, but believe in what? Now, it's possible that we're led to believe that it's time to believe in Santa. You know, it's time to believe in a Christ child born in a manger. It's time to believe that enough oil will be provided when there is none to light our way. You know, it's time to believe maybe in the redemption of the world. It's time to believe in peace on earth. But here's what I also know. It ends up becoming a time when we have all these expectations that everything is going to suddenly, magically be just great. You know, that family members that couldn't stand each other yesterday will now be able to get together today, and magically we will all just be healed and loving and lovely, right? So people, you know, and that, you know, that the community, you know, we believe that it's going to be the most wonderful time of the year. So we have these expectations, and what if you're a person that the Christmas season comes along, the Hanukkah season comes along, Kwanzaa comes along, and nothing changes in your life? Well, now what am I believing in? So I say, at this time of the year, what if it's the best time of the year to just think about, what should I believe? What should I believe? What I would like to suggest we believe in is what we here at the Centers for Spiritual Living and many other metaphysical or new thought places believe in. And here's what it is, that there is a creative force in the universe. That's first. That there is a creative force in the universe. The second thing, that I am connected to it. That in fact, this creative force is me. I am it, but not all of it. I'm almost tempted to ask you to repeat that, but it makes me crazy when people do that a lot of times in a talk, so I'm not going to. But I am going to ask you in your heart to ponder this idea, I am it, but not all of it. Now, what does that mean? It means that the very essence of me, the true me, the authentic self, the witness self, the observer self, the divine self, is in fact God, a connection to the Creator, the creation being connected to the Creator, and that because I am it but not all of it, I have access to all of it. All that it is available to me if I what? Believe. There's where the belief comes to. If I believe it, so that I can know that any circumstance, any challenge, any opportunity in my life can be fulfilled to my highest and best because I have believed not in myself, but in this part of me that is the Creator, that is divine. We are spirit having a human experience. I like that. The force that we are is wrapped up, however, in the uniqueness of our experience. You see, this part that dwells in us, that is divine, is also wrapped up in a human experience that has thoughts, feelings, and actions, things that we do. They are not particularly guided by that which in us that is the spark of the divine, right? If we've lost touch, if we've not been aware of our connection to that which is greater than us, but is still us, by the way. I just want to keep coming back to that because it is so easy. It is so easy to believe that I somehow can be separate from it. It's easy because you know why? Our brains are saying, who am I to think that could be true? Our hearts are thinking, who am I to be so arrogant as to believe that that could possibly be true? And everything in our lives up until now have probably reinforced for us that you are not it. You cannot be it. I'm saying to you, the most destructive force in our world is the belief that I could ever be separate from it, from this divine. And by the way, I'll just throw in here, if I'm connected to it and you're connected to it, guess what that means? We are always connected. We could never be separate from one another. That's why it's easy to look at someone, even someone that you might be having a challenge with, and say, what if I could find compassion for this part that is dysregulated or activated, is not living up to its highest spiritual potential, but I could know that we are never not the same. We are never not connected, right? I think I need to throw these notes away. I left them. I've lost them twice this morning. I wondered if that was maybe a sign. This center of divine presence is expressing through our individual minds, hearts, and even our bodies, literally what I call our outer life or our human life. It comes as our thoughts. It can come as our thoughts, it can come as our emotions, and it can come as our actions in physical form if we allow it, if we remember. There's a writer that I like, Neville Goddard. Any of you read Neville Goddard? Hands? No, not very many. I'm going to urge you, read Neville Goddard. Our teaching here focuses a great deal on thoughts. We all know this. Neville Goddard was a contemporary of Ernest Holmes and Myrtle and Charles Fillmore and the other New Thought leaders. He says in his book, The Feeling is the Secret, which, by the way, is a tiny little book. If you buy it on Audible, it's a 45-minute read. I listen to it often to remind myself that I love my thoughts, people. I love my thoughts. One of the biggest struggles I've had in my life is, what if I let my thoughts go? What if I let them be inspired from within rather than conjuring up here in my brain? But he says the belief that our thoughts will create our reality is missing the point of our emotions that must be involved too. So the creative force requires always the masculine and the feminine, right, way of being. The masculine way of being is our conscious thought. It knows what it wants. It knows what to put out there as the demonstration or the manifestation that we want to experience. But it's not until we have the feeling, the emotion of what it would be like to have it. That's the feminine. It's when the two come together, the thought and the emotion, that's when it is divinely manifest. That's when it comes forth. That's when it's created. So I'm saying again, what we need to believe in is this divine ability to have our thoughts and our feelings come from that place, and then our actions will proceed and we will manifest and demonstrate what we are wanting. Okay? These three areas of our lives must be informed and ordered by the authentic divine connection. That's where we find magic. That's what we must believe in. And more, this is how we create the lives that we are divinely inspired to live. We become channels for good in our world. Now, you see, we talk about, well, let's believe in peace on earth. Okay? How's peace on earth going to come? By each one of us being the peace. Being the peace that we want to see. Where does this peace come from? From connecting to that which within us is divine, and then expresses that divinity through our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions. This is where the magic is coming from. This is where belief will lead. Will it be perfect? I say this all day long to my clients. I'll tell them, here's the highest and the best. Here's what I would like to inspire in you, and then I'm going to tell you something. It won't be perfect. I wish it were. But see, that human part of us just keeps getting in the dang way. And here's what I know. For this to happen, for many of us, certainly for me, it's going to require some healing. Why? Anne Lamott, who is a writer I like a lot, is quoted in her writing, Grace Eventually, Thoughts on Faith. She says, listen to this. I wish grace and healing were more abracadabra. Also, that delicate silver bells would ring to announce grace's arrival. But no, it's clog and slog and scooch on the floor, in the silence and in the dark. I've spoken here a bunch in the last few years, and I always feel compelled to remind us that this teaching, if we are not careful, often creates in us a sense that believing should be easy and have instantaneous results. I believe that the divine has no problem giving us what we require, what we desire right now. But here's what I know. It won't be perfect because we're living a human experience that is not perfect. And so, we have to get that part of us that does not believe, that is not divinely inspired, out of the way. And that's going to require some healings. Many of us come here very wounded by trauma and so much stuff that has been layered onto our divine self that we must be healed and we must shed it. It's an excavation, if you will. It's a brushing away of and letting go of everything that we are not, because we've been covered up with a whole lot of people-pleasing and other things that have caused us to be a lot of what we are not. This divine, unique expression of spirit, of the force, of the universe, of God, whatever you want to call it, it's right there, but it could be covered up with a whole lot of stuff. And the job, the work, the healing is to let go of everything we are not. The process takes magic and right believing for sure, but it's also work, focus, purpose, development of the power and the strength to live our lives exquisitely. It takes finding the inner, authentic divine self and intentionally bringing it forth when it would be easier, but far less fulfilling to believe our thoughts, our emotion, and our actions are what will bring us peace and happiness. I want to talk for just a minute. It's interesting because I'm seeing my beloved boss and mentor, Carmen. Hi, thanks for coming. There's a guy named Richard Schwartz. He goes by Dick Schwartz, someone that Carmen has actually studied with in person, who has developed, and I've talked about it here a little bit before, a system of working to help people relieve their suffering called internal family systems. And he references all through this mode of healing or psychotherapy, this witness self, this observer self. And he says there are 8 C's that we will experience when we're in that place. And also, there's another whole teaching called polyvagal theory. I'm not going to get into all of it, but it talks about when we get into a regulated place, and it says we will experience these same 8 things. I'm going to read them to you. 8 C's. Are you ready? Here they come. Compassion. I find these days that compassion for most people is hard. I just think we've come to a place where it's so about me that being compassionate towards others is nearly impossible, or at least difficult. The second, creativity. The third, curiosity. We say a lot when we're working with clients. I'll say to you, become curious about that. When you're dysregulated by something, when something really triggers you, take a moment to have a sacred pause. That just means a breath that brings you back. And then become curious. What is that? What's causing that distress? What's causing that suffering? Confidence. Courage. Calm. Connectedness. Clarity. See, when we're in that place of allowing the divine to have its way, we find ourselves compassionate, creative, curious, confident, courageous, calm, connected, and clear. But it takes a process. It takes some work to get to that place, because there's so much in your human experience that is telling you to be afraid, to be activated, or to just numb. There are 5 P's also. We can find ourselves present, persistent. We can have perspective. We can enjoy playfulness. And we can be patient. I'm urging you to learn some tools. Deep breath. It really can be that simple, people. Deep breath. Deep breath. Drop in. Become mindful. What if there's a place in me that is not damaged? What if there's a place in me that is it, but not all of it? What if in that place I can access all of it into my life and bring me to the place of being able to have these 8 C's and these 5 P's? What if it's true? I'm going to close today by reminding you that this is the magic. This is the magic. It is available. It is available. It is available right now and always and at all times in all places. It is available, and it is magic. This is how we find peace on earth, goodwill to all. We will believe when we believe in this. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Blessed Kwanzaa, sacred winter solstice to you all. I love you so much. Thank you.
Your glasses?
That's fine.
Thank you, Gregory. What a lesson. How much to take from that and carry on into our life. Practice it. So many good gems. So in order to show our own thankfulness, let us give back to what serves us. So I would like the ushers to come forward, please. And if you would take your hands and your gifts in order to share them with this community and to help bring this work forward into this world, because it always takes money. And if you can give online, there is a button below that you can follow this motion, or if you can go to the bookstore and pay with your credit card, or just send a check to our street address. So if you would please say with me, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you for your loving gift.
Hey, Brian. Where's Brian? I'm going to talk about this song for a minute while we find Brian. This song was written by my good friend and co-writer. We co-wrote a lot of songs together back in the 80s. And this song was originally recorded by Sandy Patty. And he was able to buy a house with that. And then recently I was in a bookstore and I heard it playing over the intercom, but it was a man singing it, and it turned out to be Clay Aiken. So the writer of the song, my friend Greg, didn't know, his name was Greg too, we used to call ourselves Greg Squared, but he didn't know Clay Aiken had recorded it, so now he was able to remodel his house. She leaned with her head on the window, watching evergreen bend in the snow, remembering Christmas the way it had been so many seasons ago, when the children would reach for their stockings and open the presents they'd find. The light from the tree would shine bright in their eyes, reflecting the love all around. But this year there's no one to open the gifts, no reason for... Hang on. I'm just seeing some of you that I know will be alone this year. I'm sorry. But this year there's no one to open the gifts, no reason for trimming the tree. And just as a tear made its way to the floor, she heard voices outside start to sing, Merry Christmas to all who may dwell here. Merry Christmas if even just one. May the joy of this season surround you. Merry Christmas with love. Carolers sang as she opened the door, faces of friends in the crowd, and all of the shadows of lonely reminders were driven away by the sound. Now the heart that for years had been silent was suddenly filled with the song. It's hard to sing when you're crying, just so you know.
Thank you, thank you, thank you again. Yes, we are all human beings. There are lots of emotions, and they're important because we need to bring them out and we need to feel them. So thank you, Gregory, for all of that, for experiencing you as a wonderful, wonderful child of God and lovely spirit and friend. And thank you for your singing, for your words of wisdom. So there are many other things that we have always for our wonderful AV team, for the ushers, the greeters, the hospitality team, the board members, the practitioners. And most importantly, special thanks for this community, because it's a community that makes this whole group and everything possible. So thank you. And so I would like to recognize any visitors, if you don't mind standing, so we can recognize you. If you're here for the first time, we'd love to say hello. Thank you, thank you. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. And be sure to talk to some of us if you have any kind of questions. I want to know more about us, and I hope you come back, that you enjoyed it. Thank you. So if you're looking or watching if you're watching online, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. If you're here at the center, please join us in the fellowship hall for some coffee and tea, and maybe some refreshments, and most importantly, for the community, for the feeling of each other and knowing that we are all one, okay? If there's anything that is heavy on your heart today, or if there is something that you desire, please let us serve you. Our practitioners are here to be with you, and you can express your desires to us, and we will happily treat with you. You can either come to us here at the end of the service or in the fellowship hall to the 1-minute miracle table. Or if you're watching online, please go to the website and connect there through that special possibility. So if the practitioners that are here, please come forward, and the speaker, we will do a closing treatment. In our closing treatment, I say it in the first person. You make it, please, personal to you. And I know that there's only one presence, one power, one creative energy that created all that is all. And I am one with it. One with that creative power, no separation. I am part of it, not all of it. But I certainly can express through my human body and abilities that creativeness and that love and that peace and that joy that God is. It may not always be easy to express those qualities of love, of peace, of patience, of creativity, of compassion, and all those other wonderful possibilities. But they are all within us. They're all within me. And I am willing to express them, willing to be a child of God, to serve, to be love and peace. And even if it isn't perfect, it doesn't matter. I do my best. I work on it. I let go of resentment, of anger, of hate. I forgive myself and others. And I am willing to be the best I can be at any moment, to be present, to remind myself, yes, I am love. I am God's beautiful child. I am part of it, not all of it. And so I know that as we go forward into this Christmas week, we also keep in mind and know that we are attracting our perfect minister here for our community. He or she is already on its way, and we also know that there will be that perfect buyer for our property. And in the meantime, enjoy it to the fullest. It has served us well and will continue to serve us as long as it is ours to have. I say thank you, God. Thank you, God, for all the love that we can feel and all the love that we can be. And I release as my word unto the law of mind and action, knowing it will do its work and bring about the best for me and everyone in this world. Thank you, God, that it is so. And together we say, and so it is.
Okay, as Larry says, let's all stand now. We're going to sing our song. Jackie DeShannon, just put a little love in your heart. Right, Brian, go ahead.
Nashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at loveCSLN.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.